welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. You guys seem to really like these videos and I just want to tell you thank you so much for all the love on my last one. If you haven't seen that one yet, I will of course link it down below. But it is a new week full of new recipes. They're all super easy and great for your family, or if it's just you and your husband like me and Bunky. Either way, I hope you guys enjoy them. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you make them. And without further ado, let's get cooking. Hey friends, it is Tuesday night and we are having steak for dinner and I cannot wait. It is going to be so yummy. We used to marinate our steaks in like Worcestershire sauce. I can never say that, as you know, and even like a little bit of a beer, but we've found that we like a dry rub way better. So I'm going to mix up my little dry rub. I do put just a little bit of olive oil on the steak, just kind of make everything adhere a little bit better. But in my dry rub, we do lots of sea salt, pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of sage, cumin, and then just a pinch of brown sugar. It gives it like a nice caramelized little crust as well as just a touch of sweetness, and it is delicious. So as you can see, I am sprinkling on this dry rub mixture to the steak, and you'll see here in just a second, I do leave out just a little bit so that when we put the steak on the grill, we can put it this side down, and then I have enough to flavor the other side as well.
Holy.
Okay, so if you saw my Trader Joe's haul, you guys know that I told you we were going to be using these shaved Brussels for one of our meals this week, so we are actually using them tonight. I'm going to make a little salad with it, and I will show you guys, of course, how I do it. In the salad, there's going to be candied pecans, blue cheese. This is the same thing, we just don't have very much of it, so I got the other one out. And then it's a balsamic dressing, but I do put about a tablespoon of mayonnaise with the balsamic. That way it almost has like this slaw texture to it, and just makes it very creamy. Of course, if you do not like blue cheese, you could use goat cheese or feta. That would also be really good. And you can kind of add in whatever you want, but we think even just it being like this simple is delicious. So now I'm just making the balsamic dressing. I put in just enough that it will cover the salad but not be too soggy, and I really just make enough for Bunky and I. And then I get a whisk and whisk together the balsamic and mayo until it's pretty smooth, and then of course pour it over the Brussels sprout salad. I forgot what I was making. Okay, so the steak is off the grill, and we actually like to melt a little bit of blue cheese on our steak. So I've kind of put some on there and put the tin foil over it. I don't know, y'all, we love blue cheese. It's just, maybe it's weird, but it's delicious. So that's what we do, and we kind of just share each side of it. So the steak is done. I'm gonna go ahead and plate everything up. Okay, so it's all plated up, and this is what's for dinner tonight. And it looks yummy. So this is not what's for dinner. This is still Tuesday night, but I am about to make some homemade pimento cheese, and I thought I would show you the recipe. It is so easy, very simple, and very delicious. It is a family recipe, so Tristan, if you're watching this, don't get mad at me for sharing your recipe. So basically all you're gonna need is block cheese. I like to do the Colby Jack and the cheddar. It is way better than the shredded like bag cheese. It just has a better texture, all that. So You'll need about half a block of each depending on how much you're making. And then you'll need some green Tabasco sauce, of course the pimentos, some black pepper, and a little bit of mayonnaise to kind of hold everything together. And that's it. Okay, so I have both cheeses in the bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of combine the two and mix them together. And then once I have them combined, I'm gonna go ahead and add in the green Tabasco sauce. You can use the red, but I promise the green is so much better. So if you can, I would try and get this one. I like a lot of heat. This is very mild. It almost has no heat, so I like the tang to it. So I do add quite a lot. Is that a word? Quite a lot? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. And then I go in with just regular black pepper. Sorry, that's so close. And you can kind of add in how much you want. Next I go in with the pimentos, and you can add, of course, however much of this you like to. I like using the juice from the pimento jar just to give it more flavor. And then lastly, just enough mayo to kind of combine everything together. And then go ahead and stir it up. And once you get it stirred up, you can kind of tell if it's the consistency that you like, or if you need more of something, taste test. But that's it. It's so easy, and I love taking this for like lunch or just having it to snack on during the week. Super yummy, and especially in the summertime, like especially here in the South in the summertime, everyone loves pimento cheese. Okay, so this is kind of what it should look like, and I am about to taste test. Okay, so I've got it on my Ritz cracker. Ignore my appearance, so I'm gonna taste it. It's so good. You wanna try it? Okay, y'all, so it is Thursday night, and we are having chicken parmesan. I thought it was just parmesan. Bunky says parmigiana. I don't know. Anywho, I saw it on Food Network a couple of months ago, and it looked so good, so I tried it, and it has become one of our favorite meals. So I have my like dredging station here, if that's the right word. I have my flour with just a little bit of black pepper and garlic. I then have 2 beaten eggs, and then in here I have panko breadcrumbs. Oh my gosh, I'm tongue twisted. And then a couple spices, so some oregano, garlic powder, sage, black pepper, a little bit of ranch seasoning, all of our usual suspects. And then, like I said, I just crumbled a little bit of Parmesan in there. This is 2 chicken breasts that I just sliced in half, so now we have 4. I do pan fry this with the panko, so it is much better if the chicken breasts are thin. That way they cook evenly and get all the way done before you put them in the oven to bake. And then, of course, we have our spaghetti and our salsa. I'm going to start assembling all of this, and I'll show you guys how we make it. Okay, so I start with the flour mixture. I put the chicken in there, toss it around, and then I like to get a really nice dredge of egg batter on there. That just gives it such a like yummier crust, I would say. And then, of course, after the egg batter, I put it in the panko, and then repeat this process with all the other pieces of chicken. Okay, so the chicken is all breaded. It looks delicious. And then I have a pan here with a little bit of oil in it heating up. And I'm gonna go ahead and transfer this chicken to the pan and let it cook on each side. It will probably be almost completely cooked, if not just a hair bit off. And it can finish baking in the oven, but let's get it going. So I've got the chicken cooking up. One side is done, I just flipped it. I also have my pot of water boiling so that I can put in my spaghetti noodles. And then I'm gonna start getting my pasta dish ready. So when the chicken gets done, I'm gonna have some red sauce in the bottom, lay the chicken on top, add some Parmesan and mozzarella cheese, and then bake this in the oven. Okay, so for the last piece of chicken, it's obviously not gonna fit in here, and since it's just Bunky and I, we're just gonna go with the 3 pieces. I'll cook that one separately and use it for a different recipe. But I am gonna go ahead and layer a little bit more red sauce on top of each piece of chicken. And I'm gonna go ahead and let this bake in the oven for probably about 10 or 15 minutes by itself before I add the cheeses. I just like if you add the cheese too soon, it can get kind of like burnt or hard. So we like to go ahead and just let it cook like this for a few minutes. But then I will add mozzarella and Parmesan on top of this. Got the oven set to 375. I'll pop it in here. It probably cooks in the oven for at least, I would say, 20 minutes altogether, if not 25 minutes. It depends on how thick your chicken is. So it is out of the oven, and y'all, I'm about to dig in. I just put on, I cannot talk today. I'm so sorry. I just took some extra cheese from the pan and put it on top with some sauce, so that's why that one looks that way. But literally, it's just your spaghetti noodles, a little bit more sauce, your chicken that you've made, topped in Parmesan and mozzarella cheese, and it is delicious. Hey y'all, it is Friday night, and Bunky and I are just hanging out in our PJs at home. We're gonna have like a Netflix marathon. We thought that sounded really nice. So we wanted an easy meal that was like no cleanup. So I told Bunky, I think buffalo chicken sandwiches sounds delicious. So what's the easiest way to do them? I forgot about these Tyson buffalo chicken strips. My mom actually used to make these for me when I was in high school, and they are delicious, and I have not had them in years. So I got them the other day, and y'all, I love them. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in the oven, let them cook, and then I'm gonna throw some Kraft singles, nothing fancy around here, on top, let that melt, and then throw on some homemade ranch. And when I say homemade, I literally just mean the Hidden Valley packet with milk and mayo, because I always get so many questions on that. And then pop them on these buns. We'll probably toast these up, and then we'll have some fries to go along with it. But that's it. I thought that sounded really good and easy and great for just like a Friday night in. Okay, so chicken is out of the oven. We put the cheese on top to melt. We have our ranch over here and just some french fries, and that is what's for dinner tonight. Okay, y'all, so it is Sunday, and we are gonna go ahead and get this pork tenderloin marinating. This is what we're having for dinner tonight. Little tidbit is I don't think we've ever made one, right? Mm-hmm. No, we've never made one of these, so hopefully it turns out okay. We got this idea from Food Network this morning. We were watching the kitchen. So we are going to marinate it and baste it in like an apricot jam reduction with a little bit of green apple, lime juice, a touch of this balsamic glaze, and a touch of this apple cider vinegar. It also calls for a red bell pepper, but Bunky forgot that at the grocery store. So I'm gonna add in some crushed red pepper flakes to give it a little bit of heat. So this is kind of what it will base in. We're gonna have this with roasted sweet potatoes and broccoli. So I will keep you guys updated as we go. Okay, so Bunky and I are going to... Why are you laughing? We're gonna kill each other over this piece of You're gonna kill me with it? Okay, anyways, we're about
I'm just tenderizing it.
Okay, Bunky, quit. Okay, quit. Okay, we're gonna put this in the Ziploc bag. And Bunky says we are going to marinate it in a little bit of orange juice, soy sauce,
minced garlic.
Okay.
Maybe a shimmy shake of that.
Crushed red pepper flakes. Okay, so we're gonna marinate this thing for like an hour before we do this reduction, and we're just gonna baste it.
This is for basting when grilling.
Okay. Well, let's see what you got, big boy.
You gonna take it, gonna be tasting good.
Okay, y'all, so I have a saucepan heating up. Little known fact, Bunky and I do not own a like small, what do you call it? Pot. So we're gonna use a saucepan. I'm just melting a little bit of butter with some apricot, sorry, that's Daisy, with some apricot jam, and then I'll add a little soy sauce, red pepper flakes, apple cider vinegar, and a touch of balsamic. Okay, so we diced up a few green apples and then, or a little bit of a green apple, and then I put a sprig of rosemary in here too. This is only half of it. It has reduced. We put the other half on the tenderloin, which is grilling outside. And then this is just a sweet potato, and I have just diced it up in bite-sized pieces with a little bit of olive oil and butter with some spices on there. So that is baking in the oven. It's about halfway through. I just tossed it. I'm about to put it back in there. And then the broccoli is done. It looks delicious. We did it the same way we always do, just a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. So that's done. The tenderloin just has a little bit longer. And then instead of the sweet potatoes, so I'm gonna put those back in. Okay, so here is the other part of the reduction. Lucky is gonna go ahead and baste the tenderloin. But it looks good.
I'm all about that baste.
I think it has to cook like 30 minutes.
Yep.
That's what it said, so we shall see. Okay, y'all, pork is off the grill. Bunky is going to pour our little reduction or chutney, whatever you want to call this, over top of it. We tasted it and it tastes delicious, so here goes nothing. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Yeah, I'm devouring that. Yum. We have never made this before, so hopefully it turns out okay. I think it will. And then we're gonna plate up our broccoli and sweet potatoes, and that is what's for dinner tonight. Okay, so this is what it looks like plated up, and I must say, we did good, Bunky.
We done it good.
We done did good. All right, B, what's the verdict?
Well, folks, I feel like this might be the best pork tenderloin I ever cooked in my life, so I'm a little bit, I'm happy, but sad at the same time.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, leave me a comment down below and let me know if you make any of these recipes for you or your family, and tell me how you like them. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up before you leave, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!